Okay. Hi. Hmm. 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 I feel very happy. Feeling joyful, at peace. Hmm. Hmm. You want to say anything? Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good day. These are the deep insights you only get from the meditation journals. I'm in the aftermath, integration of an exercise I did last night. It's called Reason for Being, and there are 5 questions around childhood and one's parents and the childhood dynamic. And from doing the exercise, I uncovered that the thing it feels like I get to give to the world, to other people, the way I get to be of service, is to unconditionally love others. And that feels exciting, scary, dangerous. There's skepticism, there's joy. When I take that seriously, consider it seriously as a proposition as far as a North Star for how I show up in the world and how I live my life. I really like this setup. This looks great. That plant, so photogenic. Videogenic? And I also learned from this exercise that this discovery, whatever the person discovers is their reason for being, it has 3 stages. In the first stage, I'll use myself as the example. I'm needy. I need unconditional love from you or you or you. Anyone. Give it to me. I need it. I need to be loved in the unconditional way. And in stage 2, there's the understanding, acceptance, and practice of loving myself unconditionally. I get to do that all the time. I have the freedom to choose to do the loving action and to not do the not self-loving action. I'm always free to choose. There could be trade-offs, consequences, dilemmas, but I'm always free to choose myself. I get to decide what to do, how to be. So, Stage 2 is giving myself unconditional love. And then stage 3 is offering it, giving it, sharing it with others, loving other people unconditionally. And in its own like isolated container, it feels really good and sweet and resonant with how I already show up for people in some different ways. Yeah, the application of how do I apply this understanding of having a gift of unconditional love to give. How to do it in a way that feels good and can handle things like if there's pushback or external doubt, skepticism, resistance. Because with unconditional love in particular, if I pursuing that directly, especially in some like career type format or path, this feels like the domain of grifters, people whose ethical alignment is not, it's unethical. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to grift. I don't want to receive undue value without giving as much or more in return. So, something about like an environmental awareness or an ecosystem awareness or something about power as far as, oh yeah, the gender aspect too. As a man, giving out unconditional love. It feels like there are failure modes, and I don't want to fail. Or if I do, I want to do so gently, lightly, without harming others. So, this has been on my mind since doing the exercise last night. I feel so good about my latest web app, the Gift Maker. It's called Spread the Message. It is live on my website. Not quite done. There's a few polish improvements to make still, and now I can advertise it more intentionally. And it feels really good. I have a new skill, which is working with Redis databases. I know how to take data from individual users and show off aggregate data. Neat. I have another web app in mind that I'll probably start on soon because I realized I had some resistance to learning parts of it because it's new. When there are bugs within a code base, like literal code is not working as intended, I feel fine about working with that. I've had resistance to things that are outside of the code base but are still essential to set up the Redis database. Yeah, maybe some ego thing about not wanting to not know, but I don't know. And the only way to learn is by facing it and being in the stuckness. So, I've gotten past the stuckness. All the database hard parts are resolved, and the project will be done soon. Feels good. I feel very self-loving. Yeah, that is a good epiphany, understanding. And maybe I'll forget, but I know it now and it feels great now. I get to love myself all the time. 24/7, even when I'm asleep. And it feels really good to receive love from myself. I think a lot of it for me is tied up in actions and doing. I got groceries intuitively today. That was really fun to just pick out pork belly, bananas, sun-dried tomato, cheese, stuffed mushrooms. Things I wouldn't normally grab, but felt fun and good to pick out and integrate into the way of eating I take on that lets me eat below caloric maintenance to lose weight. Yeah. I ran 6 miles while listening to a fascinating story on a podcast. Had a few great calls later on. Yeah, I feel like very glad to be me. Yeah, I was thinking about, of course, this won't last forever. I'll find work and make money. Maybe it could. I get to go run on a Thursday afternoon, just middle of the day. Great. I love that. I'm so glad. I can just go and do that. Lace up and head out. It's cool. I'm glad people keep signing up for Find Your Breakthrough calls. I keep having a better understanding of my part in them. I made a few shifts in my language where I explain what's the structure of the call at the start of it for the client. I've started saying that I act as a mirror. That word mirror feels important and true to describe what I'm doing. And it's really useful. People need to see themselves. And these conversations are a great way to do that. And of course, I'm not an exact mirror. There are things that are emphasized in my mind and things that are less important to me. And I follow my intuition and my curiosity, and I give my reflections. And it works out really well. I had been asking each client about their goal for the call to help inform where my focus is at, along with my curiosity. And I've started saying goal or intention. Yeah, something about the word intention has more spaciousness to me, openness. It's more expansive than a goal can be, potentially narrow and focused, and that might not be what the client is bringing to the call or what they need in that hour. So an intention gives them more room to express what they need or what they want or what they're hoping for in a way where they're not constrained by the idea of having a goal. Yeah. yeah, it's days like these where I get to nourish my body and my mind and my soul. These feel like the really good, ideal days for me where all three get to be taken care of. Body is with eating a healthy meal, and the exercise. Mind was with making some progress and learning with Spread the Message today and a good chat with my mentor. And soul was with a Finding Breakthrough call I had. Yeah. Also another call where I was present and courageous, and I showed up exactly how I wanted to. Like being present, being myself in the presence of someone else. Yeah, that feels feels good for my soul. I'm laughing because what is this spiritual woo-woo language? What's going on here? And that's okay. I like it, so that's that. I have a question for you. Do I? Yeah, I have been asking these questions towards the end as a bid for connection, but I mean, at least with all the ones I've met on Twitter so far, didn't get much connection back, so maybe I just leave it here and say, thanks for listening. Have a good night, or a good day.